you figure it out and you get better at it. So
yeah. Next question: how do you prevent yourself from tilting from stupid things in chat? Mental health during stream. Do you just take a break?
One of the things for me is that it just gets better over time. The more that you have experience with trolls and like spoilers and just chat stuff happening, the better you get at handling it. Having moderators is a good thing. Someone else can handle it for you. Another thing is just like ignoring it. If it's something that is a trigger for you, there are blacklist words for that. If it's something that's just annoying, just don't give them the attention they're asking for. If it's something that is genuinely not okay, like actually addressing it and not just ignoring it and letting it go on, because a lot of people feel like if they say anything negative or if they stop their stream to address something and someone comes in right at that moment, that it's showing you as in a negative light. But I think that it's better to address things, even like as a broadcaster, if they keep coming up, and be like, okay, so you in chat just threatened to kill yourself. Do you think that's okay? Like, do you think that this is really the place where like you should bring this? Are you asking for attention? You're belittling people who are actually actually need help. I'm not a therapist. Or for someone that comes in and is just being like a little annoying but not quite enough to get the ban hammer right away, and being like, okay, like you wanted my attention, like what's up? Like I'm gonna just like, yeah, okay, like is this what you wanted genuinely? A lot of the things for me is like I'll try and make a joke out of it if it's someone who's just being a troll, and sometimes they immediately like just back off because they just wanted to see how you would react. But if you're actually becoming upset, recognize that this is your space and not theirs, and they can get the fuck out.
Yeah. It is a dictatorship. You are the master and commander of your stream. And sure, you can have mods and bots that help assist with that. But if you see something you don't like, you can ban it right away. And no one should be able to question you about that at all. Well, you allowed that before. Well, I'm not allowing it now. And I don't want to allow it now. Or, well, you never used to allow that. Well, I'm okay with it now. So it's okay. Obviously, that can really confuse your mods sometimes. And then obviously community members, because they're like, oh, what's going on? But in the end, this is your brand, this is your company, this is your community, and therefore whatever you choose to be acceptable is acceptable right at that moment.
Right. And freedom of speech is not a thing that applies.
No, that just protects you from the government, not from other people.
You don't have to let people and trolls run you over, and especially if you're a smaller streamer and you don't have very many viewers talking, and someone comes in and they're not being very nice, don't feel like you have to deal with that just because you don't want to lose them. Don't be afraid to form your community how you want it, because it's entirely up to you and the mods to shape your community.
I personally think when I do like stream consulting for people or just giving out general advice, I'd rather have a group of 25 people that I genuinely enjoy their interactions and their questions and their silly comments on how I do in the game versus 100 people who are super toxic. And that's how I like to run my channel. I'm not looking to be like the biggest next thing on Twitch or anything like that. I'm not looking to be partnered. I'm not looking to do any sort of thing like that. I just want to have a fun community where I can share a game either is brand new or one of my favorites. And if you want to come along with the ride and be respectful to myself and everyone else in the channel, you're completely welcome. If you don't want to do that, then you get ban hammered. It's that easy.
And your limits should be oh, go ahead.
Oh, a phrase that's really helpful is "we don't do that here."
Yeah.
Because it can sometimes be really hard to explain to somebody why something's not okay. And that's just like very succinct and just like, hey, you want to say this word? Well, we don't use that here. And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain myself any more than that. And that can be really useful when it comes to trying to be succinct and clear and deal with trolls or people who are harassing. Just be like, we don't do that here. We don't use that word here. We don't use that emote here, Lowco. So that's just how things are.
Yeah, and your tolerance of trolls, like, that just depends on you and how you like. If you want to address the trolls, fine. If you want to ignore them, do that. What I like to do is, I think I've mentioned this before, Better Twitch TV has a setting that allows you to like hide deleted messages. So like when the mods are banning stuff or purging things, like I don't even see the message deleted thing that still appears sometimes in Twitch chat. So it's like I don't even see the trolls. I don't address the trolls. They don't exist. And you do get a thicker skin as you go on too. Like it's not that they bother me anymore. It's just more about like I don't want to give them any attention because that's just all
you realize eventually it's not really actually personal. It's just someone who is bored and they're looking for attention, even if it's negative. Yeah. So it's not like, when I first started, it kind of hurt when people said, oh, you're chubby or whatever. And now like, I know, I might be a little chubby, but I also know that I'm super fit because I've been going to the gym a lot. And I know that I'm attractive to some people and not attractive to others. And I'm okay with that because I have the self-confidence that streaming has helped build up in me. And so when someone comes by and says like, stop eating so much, it's like, well, I have to eat to survive. So like, whatever, just ban them. Don't even like interact with that at all because it's not worth it. Because I've seen the exact same names go into another channel and say, eat a sandwich, skinny person, or whatever, so it's like they're just looking for attention. They're just trying to be a troll. It's never actually personal.
Yeah.
And so once you realize that, your skin gets a lot thicker and you're able to deal with trolls a lot faster.
Yeah, and trolls like to pick on smaller channels too because
you're
likely not used to the situation. You're likely going to react. You're very likely going to see the message because there's not many people talking. So yeah, I mean, my best advice, what I personally do is ignore them, let the mods handle it. Now, if you're talking about like if you're actually like tilted by something, like you're bothered, you should get up and take a break. Like go get a glass of water, go stand away for a minute. If you're heated about something, don't just sit there and then be all grumpy and then start fuming and not being entertaining anymore. Go and just be like, guys, I need a minute. Like, this, even if it's just something in game, like this really pissed me off. Like I need to just step away for a second. If you need to end the stream, end the stream, be like, guys, I'm just, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to do this anymore today. This happens to me with even technical issues, not even trolls, but like having tech problems really brings down my mood. And sometimes I just need to all right, guys, like I'll come back in an hour or something. Like just, I need to cool down. So yeah, don't be afraid to take a break. Next question is, how can you as streamers forget about being perfect?